Astro Reads with Amazon. I am Amazon. Excuse me, got the hiccups. I am Amazon, and today we are doing Leo's July reading. So let's get started, shall we? Again, using the Spellcaster's Tarot deck, and let's just get right into it. We are nearing the end of Cancer season and getting ready to jump into Leo season. So I know Leos, you are ready for that. Ready to flourish, be in all of your glory. So we're going to start with our general reading, then get into love and romance, then career and finance, and then lastly some advice. So let's see what's going on for Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in July. You know, being that Leo is ruled by the sun and Cancer is ruled by the moon, you're figuring out better ways to nurture yourself, how to show up for yourself, but also learning how to show up for your family, for your community, for your relationships, and all that as well. Okay, let's see if anything else wants to come out. Yes. Alrighty. Ooh. Alrighty, Leo. The first card that we have here is the King of Wands in reverse. A King of Wands in reverse, being that Mars and Venus are also in Leo, it's important to remember not to enforce your will in such a way that doesn't allow others to feel like they have the space to do what works for them, and have their own opinions and things like that, right? You don't want to be so forceful in that and pushing only your idea of what's good, what's bad, what's right, what's wrong, and not allowing other people to share their own values or have their own values. The King of Wands can be very manipulative, especially because he wants everyone to bend at his will. And so remember that when you are going through your interactions, when you are having conversations with folks, when it comes down to actually doing things, your passions, all of that, when you are expressing these things to people, when you are doing them, when you are showing, your work, right? Like I said, remember not to enforce so heavily only your ways, only what you think, only what works and is right for you, right? Because like I said, that brings you into a space and place of manipulation, and it also doesn't allow you to hear or see others, right? You shut off your perception when you get into that energy. So be aware of doing that for yourself, right? Because we have the world right after that. So you're creating new cycles, you're starting new cycles for yourself, and it's important to know the intention that you have, behind what you're doing and what you're creating for yourself. You might have Capricorn placements or other fixed placements: Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. The world is representative of fixed energy and also Saturn, so that's why Capricorn plays a role here. But what are you setting in motion for yourself? Is it going to be based in bullying and manipulation and domination and being overbearing, or is it going to be something where you are passionate, you are tapping into your creative centers, but you're not shutting off your reception, right? You're not shutting off how you connect outwardly with folks because they don't share similar ideas or views to you, or they just want you to understand different perspectives or different views or different ways of doing things, right? Leo, you can be very set in your ways. So what ways are you trying to set for yourself, right? Because right after that we have the Five of Wands. And you might be finding yourself getting riled up over small things, getting into confrontations with people over small things, not being able to get through, I guess, regular disagreements or differences with folks, and it kind of becomes more than it needs to become. That's chaotic. So take a second to see what's going on within, about, again, your intentions, and why you are resisting change or resisting uh, perception and reception, right? Why are you shutting those things off and not allowing yourself to hear or see anything else? Because that's what I feel like all of these wands are here saying. Like, you're very much in the mode for action, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you are forcing action and dominating your, dominating the dynamic that you have with people, and not allowing people to show up as they are, the way that you want to show up as you are, then we have issues. Because we have the Knight of Wands in reverse right after that too. So lots of wands here, right? Why are you doing the things that you're doing? What is the intention? What is motivating you to act? Those are things that needs a little bit more attention from you. And that requires you to be still. That requires you to be more receptive, right? Because there is opportunity for understanding and growth in our differences, in disagreements, and in discomfort. And you have to allow for those things to happen. You cannot control all aspects of those things, because that is outside of you for the most part. You can only control the way that you respond to these things, and what you want for yourself, and the actions you take to get yourself there. Okay? Yeah, because look, we have the Sun in reverse right at the bottom of the deck. So here you are. You're feeling it for sure. Cancer season, like I said, is not easy for a lot of people, especially the masculine signs. So fire signs and air signs have difficulty going through water sign seasons, because of the need to slow down and feel things and tap into your emotions and intuition a little bit more. Air and fire signs are very active. They're masculine, so they want to get to work, do things, move, socialize, all of that stuff. And when you're moving too much, then you don't have time for stillness. You're not making time for stillness, and that's where your emotions start to take control, because you're not even recognizing that that's what's happening within you, because you're just on the go, 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 go. So here you are, Leo, feeling low, feeling small, feeling defeated, and you aren't acknowledging those things, and it's creating unnecessary conflicts. It's bringing you into this place of kind of like bullying and domination, or just like being very stubborn and set in your ways, and kind of self-serving, and not allowing yourself, again, to just be receptive to things that are different from you, and perspectives that are different than your own, methods of doing things that are different from your own. Being open to them doesn't mean that you are now internalizing them and applying them to your life. Being open to things is just being receptive, listening, discussing, bringing yourself to a place of understanding through discussion and questions and all that stuff, right? But that doesn't mean that, okay, now I'm about to do this thing, or now I'm about to believe what you believe, or whatever the case may be. So don't take it that way. And like I said, don't force your will onto other people either, because it's not conducive to anything, and it's just gonna make things a lot harder. Okay, Leos? Alrighty. So, let's switch into love and romance. We're going to start with single and dating Leos. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What's going on for you all in love? Ooh. Let's see. What's going on for Leo? Single and dating Leos. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. In regards to love and romance. Let's give one more shuffle. What's going on with single and dating Leos? Sorry. And what do single and dating Leos need to be aware of in regards to love and romance? Okay, I can see that. All right, so the first card that came out was the Hermit in reverse. So you may have Virgo or Gemini placements, or you might be dealing with someone with Virgo or Gemini placements. But you know, if you've been in a state of just keeping to yourself, not really, you know, mingling like that, engaging in like dating or even just platonic, you know, meeting new people, things like that. You are coming out of that, right? You're finally feeling safe enough to like explore. And I think part of that solitude that you had for yourself was to figure out what it is that you are looking for in your partner, but also healing from certain things. I'm feeling a little pressure in my heart space right now. So again, you know, Cancer season is the season of healing, especially familial trauma, you know, the recognition of the emotions that we're going through and how to nurture ourselves through those things. So I think that's really what that time away from, you know, dating and interacting with people in that way, I feel like that's what that time away was for you. And so now you're ready to kind of emerge and get back out there, put yourself out there and see what's happening, right? Because right after that, we have the Hierophant. So you might have Taurus placements, or you might be dealing with a Taurus, but you are setting new standards for yourself, right? That's why the World popped up in the general reading, right? And I said it was fixed energy. Taurus is fixed. The Hierophant is about setting traditions, setting standards, things that are going to continue, you know, the status quo. You know, I also feel like this is just also a reminder not to be so stuck in your ways, right? Again, being more receptive and just being a little bit more open to things. Not that it's something that you're internalizing, or now that it's something that you're going to subscribe to and it's what you're going to do for yourself now, but it's just literally being open and allowing someone to show up as they are, or allowing someone to express as they do, and you know, of course, if it's not causing any harm to you or anyone, and allowing that to be. But that doesn't mean that you have to take that on, or it's now your whole thing and what you believed in goes out the window. Like, that's not what that means, right? So what you're setting for yourself is what you've learned in that solitude that you set, or that you had, excuse me. So you're setting new standards for yourself, putting in motion new things that you want to see in your relationships, And also, like I say, through all of these love readings, making sure that you embody those things as well. Because when you have methods, when you have standards, when you have a kind of status quo for yourself, that also helps you with navigating and discerning who can meet that and who cannot meet that. And if you are willing to, you know, deal with what that comes with, or if you're willing to engage with someone in specific ways, right? And so what you all need to be aware of in regards to your relationships and, in regards to love and romance is, you know, not holding on so tightly to everything, right? With the Four of Pentacles in reverse here. You know, Four of Pentacles sometimes can be regarded as like a stingy energy, or even like greedy. You know, relationships, whether they're platonic, romantic, familial, they require a give and take. They require a letting go and a holding on, right? And it's important to know what to let go of and what to hold on to. And sometimes, Leo, you hold on to everything, and it's really hard to let go of things. And that makes it hard for you to receive when people are trying to tell you, like, oh, this is maybe harmful, or oh, I don't like how this feels when you do this. And it doesn't help to be like, well, that's just how I am. Because Leo definitely, fixed signs definitely are just like, well, that's just how I am, or that's just what I've always done. And that is, one, dismissive. Two, it shows that you aren't receptive or just open. And three, then it creates an awkward dynamic between you and whomever, because now they recognize that you aren't open or you aren't receptive to them in whatever way they're expressing their self to you or showing themselves to you. And now there's this kind of weird, like I said, power dynamic. And now things are only okay if you deem them okay, or things are bad if you deem them bad, and there's no, you know, give and take, right? So be aware of that, okay? Yeah, because look, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse again at the bottom of the deck. So, like I said, don't enforce your will. Don't be so domineering that people are afraid to show up as themselves. And now it's harder to make connections with you because you are not being receptive, and people aren't willing to put themselves in the line of fire for you to dismiss who they are, for you to not see and feel and hear them as you wish to be heard and seen and felt. Okay? So now for committed Leos in polyamorous or monogamous relationships, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what's going on in love and romance for July? Let's see. What's going on for committed Leos for love and romance in July? Okay. And what do committed Leos need to be aware of? Oh, that is a lot. I'm gonna take these. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, well, so the first card that came out was the Seven of Swords. This has popped up in I want to say at least like 6 of the readings that I've done this month, and in this, especially in regards to love. Um, if, like I said, if things aren't appearing as, or if you're feeling like something isn't what it is, or something isn't what somebody said it was, then you might be right about that. The Seven of Swords here is the card of kind of like, strategy, finding loopholes, being a little, finessing, things like that. So, if something isn't, or if you feel like something isn't what it is, then I feel like that's going to be revealed. Especially with the full moon that's coming up on Friday. Like, I just feel like, there may be things that are being said that aren't the full picture. Like, someone's not being fully transparent or something of that nature, because, the Seven of Swords here is to lead someone to think that things are what you're saying they are, or things are how they look, or whatever the case may be, when it actually isn't. Like I said, it's being strategic, or kind of, finessing, finding loopholes, something. So I feel like somebody's omitting things. Like I said, not ooh. Like I said, not telling the full story, right? Not telling the full story, and not being honest about that, right? Just not being transparent in the ways that they need to. I am trying to make sure that this does not fall, and it just keeps leaning. So let's see. Okay. Like I said, someone's not being transparent, or things aren't what someone's saying they are, and I feel like that's going to be revealed. Oh, yeah. So, what Leos need to be aware of, the committed Leos need to be aware of, here we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. In the general spread, we had the King of Wands in reverse. So, with the Queen of Wands in reverse now, it's like, if you or your partners aren't being, like I said, transparent about your needs, about what's happening, about how to show up for each other, it's going to show. And trying to force your will, or force your partner to bend at your will by withholding affection or sex, by silent treatments, by being passive aggressive, it's not helpful, and it's not going to make the dynamic of the relationship any better. It's as uncomfortable as it is to feel like, someone's maybe not being completely honest or telling the full story. You can't let that stop you from having these discussions, being honest about what's being felt and said, and being proactive in doing something about it, right? Because we have the Fool in reverse right after that. So you might have Aries placements, or even Aquarius placements, or your partners might have Aries or Aquarius placements, but it's stopping you all from taking the next step. Maybe it's the next level of commitment. Maybe it's, moving in together. Maybe it's something, but this Queen of Wands in reverse energy, along with the Seven of Swords, is making it harder to go forth into this new direction. Ooh, gross. It's making it harder to, that's nasty. It's making it harder to have faith in where the relationship can go next, right? And here we have the World in reverse again. So, you know, it's a cycle. You don't want to repeat this cycle of like, lacking emotional transparency, passive aggression, um, withholding affection, and punishing each other for disagreements, or not being on the same page, things of that nature, right? You might have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius placements, or Capricorn placements. What cycles, what habits, what dynamics are you still keeping going here? Are you trying to keep this like kind of cycle of like I said, this cycle of kind of lacking of emotional intelligence, and just dominating others, and being manipulative, or whatever the case may be? Do you want to keep that cycle going, or what are you looking to really create and pass down, right? Moving forward, because I don't think you want it to be that. And lastly, we have the Four of Swords here. So, this is definitely just giving me big, like, pump the brakes energy. Pump the brakes on, making decisions about, like I said, if you're going to move in together, if you're going to, start a family, all that stuff. Pump the brakes on those decisions, because there's things that still need to be worked out, right? There's things that still need to come to the light fully, that aren't being wholly expressed, that need to be. Okay, because at the bottom of the deck here we have the Lovers. So you might have Gemini placements, or your partner might have Gemini placements, but love, or in regards to your relationships and romance, this relationship, it's a divinely guided relationship. So even if it doesn't end well, that's what was supposed to happen. So it's important to remember that things that need to happen will happen in the time it's supposed to. So again, trying not to enforce your will onto your partner, or likewise don't allow your partner to force you into doing something that you are not ready for, or you both think, or you think that you guys need a little bit more time to discuss and things like that. Because like I said, whatever isn't clear is going to be clear, with the High Priestess in reverse here. So you might have Pisces placements as well, or your partner might have Pisces placements, but it's going to be revealed to you, and you have to listen to your intuition when it comes to that, okay? Alrighty, Leos. Now, let's get into career and finance. Career and finance for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is your career and finances looking like for the month of July? Let's see. Okay. What's going on for Leo's career and finances this month? Okay. And how can Leo have a better relationship with their career and finances? right, Leos. So, the first cards that came out, again, the King of Wands in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse. So, like I was saying, Venus and Mars are in Leo right now. You know, the sun is going to be in Leo soon as well. So you are going to be feeling ready to make moves, to, of course, spend money, all of that stuff, right? You are just as luxurious as Taurus and Libra. So just be aware of being overindulgent. Be aware of making hasty money decisions, and spending out of anger, spending out because you're stressed, spending because something's not going your way and it's frustrating and you just want to feel better, right? I am all for retail therapy. I love shopping too, but with your goals and the things that you want to get done, it's important to be aware of the ways that your emotions can dictate your spending habits and your career moves and decisions and things of that nature, right? Because with the Six of Cups here, there's something from the past that is still like you're still holding on to. It could be, the habits that you've learned growing up, the money habits that you've learned growing up, or you might even just be holding on to security. This could be a job where you're not really enjoying it, but it gives you the stability that you need so you can, spend on the things you like and do the things that you want to do and this, that, and the third, but it just doesn't really feel that great. But you're still holding on to it because of what it provides, which is, again, understandable. Because of capitalism, we're all kind of in that crappy boat. But again, this could also, like I said, be particular habits from that you picked up from childhood. This could be even something emotional from your childhood and from growing up, and all of that is still kind of dictating your career choices or dictating how you spend your money and where you invest it and all of those things. So again, just be aware and check your intentions for things. Check why you are motivated to do this. Why does that put a battery in your back, right? Like, think about those things and settle and take some time to go over what that means for you. Because what you need to be aware of, or how to make your relationship with your career and finances better, is knowing what battles to pick. With the Five of Swords, not every suggestion is an attack, and not all guidance is coming from a place where someone doesn't think that you are capable or intelligent enough to get it done the way you see it and the way you want to get it done. Sometimes there are easier ways of doing things. Sometimes there are more efficient or productive ways of doing things. Sometimes there are things that you need to learn before you can do this thing the way that you want to do it. And when somebody acknowledges that to you, it's important that you don't take that as a personal attack on your capabilities and what you are able to produce, okay? Because it's not always that. And with the Ten of Cups in reverse here, I feel like this is you understanding that maybe there's some changes going on in your needs and how to meet them, and that can be unsettling, right? I think there's also again some more introspection to be done as far as your emotional ties to your spending. Are you spending again, or are you in this career because this is what you were, you've grown up thinking that you were going to do your whole life, and all of your intentions and actions have been towards doing this thing? Is it Is it like, you know, things that you have been through even in relationships that, you know, have altered, or, you know, things that you've picked up in relationships that have shifted your career or shifted your money habits, your investments, and things like that, that no longer resonate, right? So now it's like you have to find your footing all over again, with this Ten of Cups in reverse. So don't don't be so resistant to this discomfort, or you know, even resistant to, like I said, guidance that could be coming from outside of you. But I will say that the more time you spend with yourself and just sit and go through these things, talk to yourself honestly about what you're feeling, what your spending habits are, how connected you feel to your career choice, all of that stuff, when you can be honest about that and realize, oh, some things aren't aligning anymore, this isn't what's fulfilling for me anymore, or that's not my idea of fulfillment anymore, then it'll be and then more opportunities will come to you. You will be clearing space so that the things that are meant for you can actually come in, and you don't have to worry so much, right? You'll be able to balance what you have going for yourself and manage and maintain the things that you really need to manage. Okay? Although my pets love to just barge in the room and then like obviously leave the door open because they're not going to close it. So let me just close this door. Okay. And lastly, we're going to get some advice using the Crystal Medicine Oracle deck. Let's see, Leos. Any last advice or messages for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Any last messages or advice for Leos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Let's see. I feel like you know what to do. Like, that's what I heard. That's why no cards are coming out. You know what to do. I'll take that one because it was almost on its way. Let's see. Oh. Truth and integrity. The totem here is summer, the crystal is turquoise, and the number is 32, which breaks down to a 5. You know what to do. Really and truly. When you move with truth and integrity, things do fall into place. Even if it causes certain disruptions in certain places in your life, like, it's so that what is true and what is of integrity can come into your life the ways that you actually need it to. And so you don't have to deal with a bunch of fake and phoniness, with a bunch of shallowness, right? Because Leo, you are susceptible to attracting vain people like that, because people think that you're super vain, and that's not the case. You just shine no matter what, because you are ruled by the sun. So you are in people's attention and in their conversations, no matter what you're doing. You could literally just be sitting there and someone's gonna see you and start talking to you, or start talking about you to somebody else, or whatever the case may be, right? So when you're aware of the ways that, you know, you can do more to hold more truth and more integrity for yourself, then that opens you up to more people that will also be true and move with integrity. But that also leaves you susceptible to people that want to take that from you and offer no type of reciprocation. So be aware of that as well, and don't fall into that manipulation with them, right? Don't fall into those lower frequencies of intention with them, because that's not where you want to be. You don't shine that way, right? Like, so be aware of the ways that you are upholding truth and integrity for yourself. If you aren't doing that, start doing more of that. Be honest about it with yourself as well. Be honest with the people close to you and the people that you engage with the most. And you'll start to see, you'll start to see how that really begins to align for you. Work on your solar plexus. There's a lot of yellow here. That is the solar plexus chakra. That is the chakra that is our, why we do things, our will, our motivation, right? So tap into that. Look into your intentions, look into your motivations, where those are coming from, and shed what no longer aligns, and embrace what you need to embrace in order to get the abundance and prosperity that you deserve and that is meant for you. Okay? Thank you all for tuning in. I hope this resonated with you. Make sure you like and share with the homies. Subscribe. If you would like a personal reading, I am open for bookings. And if you would like to leave me a tip, I would super appreciate it. I'll leave all of that information in the description box. And yeah, I will see you all next month.